Hello guys, welcome back to our channel. Well, Independence Day, Nigeria is 60 years already, and every part of the country is almost gradually agreeing on a particular thing to be done, as things are really not going the way every average Nigeria wants it. But before we go into the newspaper to see how all regions are reacting to this whole agitation issue and the fact that they are beginning to agree on one point, well, let's see how it fares out. But before we look into the newspaper and further analysis, we do like you to subscribe to our channel by clicking on the red subscribe button beside it. You see a bell notification icon. Please go ahead, click on it to get notified as soon as we update our channel on YouTube. Well, tempers have flared when social political organization assess the state of the nation in the 60 years of its independence from the colonial bondage. Groups such as Ndibo, Afenifere, and the Middle Belt Forum and the rest have described the current Nigerian state of federalism as fraudulent and really genuinely requires restructuring. But let's continue. While the Apex Northern Group Arewa Consultative Forum is in one of its interviews actually said that the North preferred a referendum. Wow. That the North preferred a referendum to determine Nigerians' continual existence, adding that various parts of the country could go their different ways if its existence was no more desirable. Also in his message, the Deputy Senate President Oduduwa said the Senate would be fair to all in constitution review. He said, indeed, part of our collective effort towards evolving democratic growth and national development is reflected in the work of the Senate Committee on the review of the 1999 Constitution, which I chair. The committee has received a memoranda from all sections of Nigeria and sustained vigorous interest as well as participation in our plans for a constitution amendment that will enable us all to further improve our nation's prospects for peace and progress and unity. Well, but for the pan-Yoruba group Afenifere, in a separate one, they said that the Secretary General, who is Arewa, and its spokesman Yinka Adumakin dismissed the ongoing constitutional review by the National Assembly. Arewa said rather than embarking on another constitutional review, which he described as a waste of time and resources, the regime of Major General Muhammad Buhari retired should look at the report of the 2014 National Conference, which it abandoned. He opposed the bloody revolution in the country, but warned that a part of the country could not continue to treat the other part as third-class citizens. He said, "We are not asking for war, but those who are treating other parts of the country as third-class citizens are the people pushing us towards a precipice. We will continue to use our intelligence to fight the fight. Nobody will carry any weapon for war." Also, Dumakin faulted the Nigerian federal structure. What we are doing is the unitary rule that we fraudulently call federalism. In a statement, Oduduwa said Afenifere was insisting on the restructuring of Nigeria into true federalism to avoid agitation for separation. Oduduwa, in a statement titled Nigeria at 60, Nigeria Not at Ease, said as Nigeria celebrates its 60th anniversary in the midst of divisions, tensions, and underdevelopment, Afenifere is worried that the country has yet to find its bearing at 60. Only a few weeks back, former President Olusegun Obasanjo observed that the country was drifting towards state failure, which was fully backed by Professor Wole Soyinka. Even the Vice President, Professor Yemi Osibanjo, on the eve of the anniversary declared that the cracks on the wall of Nigeria could lead to its breakup. Unfortunately, the country lacks a leadership that could mend the cracks. Wow. On a daily basis, all the steps being taken by our government are mostly the ones that could deepen the cracks. Fraudulent federalism drawing Nigeria backward, Ndibo says. He stated, if you are talking about federalism, it is called a collective or a collection that exists among federated units. And in the case of Nigeria, the federated units have to do with the federal government and the 36 states, and the Federal Capital Territory as is captured in the Constitution. What has the federation got to do with education? What has it got to do with agriculture? What has it got to do with water resources, among others? Faulting the quota system in the country, the Ohanaeze Secretary General said federal character was not practiced. He stated, "We are not observing federal character in Nigeria. It's just in principle. In practice, it doesn't exist. Do you know that appointments are no longer advertised? Check lucrative agencies and parastatals. You can hardly see them advertised. Nigerian Port Authority, when last did you hear them advertise for jobs? But they employ every time. The only one you see is the police recruitment. Customs only advertise for junior officers, and the cost of recruitment, people just go and lose their lives. At the top of problems, you can't hear them recruit. At the top ecologues, you can't hear them recruit. You can't see the advert because one particular section of the country will fill the empty positions with the people from their area, and the problem continues." But the ACF Secretary General said although the group was not afraid of restructuring, its proponents had not properly defined it as Arewa Consultative Forum. Aliyu stated that what we want is that let's define what it is that we want. If we want to be in Nigeria, and if we don't want to be in Nigeria, let's sit down and agree. Not once a referendum on Nigeria's existence, Arewa Secretary says. I can tell you that the thinking of the North now is that we should actually have a referendum. If we want Nigeria or not. If we want Nigeria, then we must sit down and see how Nigeria will work. If we need the country, let's sit down and decide that we need the country first. Then we can now sit down and decide how our country can work for all of us. If we decide that we do not want the country as it is, then countries have gone apart. Like we now mentioned a few numbers of countries like Sudan, that Sudan had gone apart. What we don't want to go to war. The North is not going to be intimidated again to accept anything. We have to sit down and resolve whether we want this federation or this country, or as it is. Monolithic North, now destroyed, Muslim Fulani sees it as theirs. That's Middle Belt Forum are saying that on this part, Middle Belt Forum lamented the plight of these people within the northern region, saying that what used to be regarded as one North has been completely destroyed. The national president of Middle Belt Forum, Dr. Beatrice Bogo, who spoke to one of our correspondents, said that the attitude of the Muslims and Fulani kinsmen in the region. He accused them of seeing the monolithic North as their own and engaging in actions detrimental to the collective interests of other natives within the region, including the people of the Middle Belt. Pogo said, in the 60 years existence of Nigeria, the people of Middle Belt have sacrificed a lot to keep Nigeria and the North together. That is why people like General T.Y. Danjuma, retired, even had to arrest General Agiyin because of the North. Unfortunately, those who took away Agiyin from him killed him, but it was in the interest of one Nigeria, and in the spirit of the North is all our own, that he did all those things. But today, if you ask General Danjuma to do what he did, I doubt if he would do it, because the monolithic North does not exist again. Rather, what defines the North presently are the nepotism, tribalism, religiosity. Our Muslim brothers, not all of them though, but those of them of Fulani extraction, see North as their own, and they do whatever they like with impunity. Unfortunately, again, we have the Boko Haram, militia headsmen, and all the manner of banditry, all originating from the North. And this is not the kind of North anybody thought we could have in the 60 years of our independence. Well, they have talked, and it's really very hard. And Nigerians also have reacted, and the reactions are also very hard as well. But let's just take one or two comments, and then we'll round it up. This one here is saying, those politicians will not listen. They are benefiting from the system. But then, coming from Arewa, I think this is a selective honesty. It is modified kind of takia used to disarm gullible opponents. This one here is saying, of course they are bluffing. It's all just so it looks like they are joining southern groups to talk. They know well that will be the first, that it will freeze over before Buhari and before the northern, I don't know what it's trying to write here. This one here is saying, this is a trap. This one here is saying, The same referendum that Nnamdi Kanu was hated and vilified. I will honestly respect this if we get to it. This one here is saying, this is the best news I'm hearing for the first time in this year. Let's decide our fate in the country through referendum, please. Terrible situation we got ourselves in Nigeria. That's what we're going to wrap it up. What's your take on the fact that for the first time in a very long time, Arewa is agreeing, they're concurring to referendum. So I think if the Southwest are saying referendum, Southeast is saying referendum, and the North they're now saying referendum. I think they should amend the constitution and inculcate referendum. Let every Nigerian decide their fate. Let's go wrap it up. Let's meet in the comment section. What do you think? Do you think this is a fluke, as in it's not real, it's just a bluff, it will come to pass? Or do you think honestly for the first time we may just likely be seeing referendum